Watching the news these days makes one think from a political point of view anyway, that we actually are living in a post-truth society. Filmmakers, on the other hand, at least aim for the truth. We're telling stories about real people, people we can relate to. We have no other agenda than to engage, enlighten, and entertain. And through his films, Marty Scorsese has illuminated the lessons of history with fascinating and absorbing stories. He treats his subjects with honesty and respect, while he always has a point of view. He expressed it through the truths of his subjects. That approach animates all of his movies, from The Honor Among Small-Time Thieves and Mean Streets to the depth and dignity of The Osage Nation and Killers of the Flower Moon. It's been my honor to collaborate with amazing artists from a variety of backgrounds and experience to realize Marty's vision and to bring this important tragic story to an international audience. Marty and Chief Jeffrey Standing Bear say it much better. I just want to say one thing. The beginning of my speech was edited, cut out. I didn't know about it. And I want to read it. It was, thank you. History isn't history anymore. Truth is not truth. Even facts are being replaced by alternative facts and driven by conspiracy theories and ugliness. In Florida, young students are taught that slaves developed skills which could be applied for their personal benefit. The entertainment industry isn't immune to this festering disease. The Duke John Wayne famously said of Native Americans, "I don't feel we did wrong in taking this great country away from them. There were great numbers of people who needed new land, and the Indians were selfishly trying to keep it for themselves." Lying has become just another tool in the charlatan's arsenal. The former president lied to us more than 30,000 times during his years in office. And he's keeping up the pace in his current campaign of retribution. But with all his lies, he can't hide his soul. He attacks the weak, destroys the gifts of nature, and shows disrespect, for example, by using Pocahontas as a slur. Filmmakers, on the other hand, strive. This is where I came in and I saw that they edited all that. So I'm going to say these things, but to Apple and thank them and all that, Gotham, blah, 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 Apple, but I don't feel like thanking them at all for what they did. How dare they do that, actually? But now I will go to accepting the award for Killers of the Flower Moon are Lily Gladstone, Leo DiCaprio, Yancey Redcorn, Talee Redcorn, Tantoo, Cardinal, Cara, Jade Myers, Jillian, Dion, JaNae, Collins, William Belleau.
New York, Nikashe, Hoetoa kahea nikasheski. Ia Lily Gladstone akha. Ia toa ekipshetse akha. And Lily asked me to say just a few words before she spoke. And this story about our people is amazing. It's tragic. It's tragic but still we have our language. And these actors and actresses I had the benefit to work with as an Osage. They picked up our language and brought that with such beauty and tragedy and such delivery. And will always be Wajaji and Nikashe, our Osage people. Oe na huad liwea na, thankful for their efforts, and to Apple to have the commitment and the drive to tell our tragic story, Killers of the Flower Moon. Thank you.
Yeah, you're not kidding, this is heavy. Hello, my friends. My name is Lily Gladstone. I come from the Blackfeet Nation, and I was entrusted to play Molly Burkhart. And I am entrusted to get this very heavy award off stage to hand off to Marty later. And just to speak from being an actress, being a Native actress who has had I can hold it like a baby, who has had a career that oftentimes people assume that these languages, that there's a Native American language. There are 574 federally recognized tribes in this country with different languages, different dialects, different cultures, different histories. And we have a glimpse into a very underrepresented period of time with the Osage opening their doors to us. I want to acknowledge and thank Bob for everything he just said, which is very true, particularly about John Wayne. I want to thank Leo for deciding to play this complicated villain, which calls into question everybody's complicity in these ongoing systems, these oppressive systems that keep our people wards of the federal government instead of the true sovereign nations that we are. I also, and I want to thank Marty for simply accepting the invitation. When Grey Horse, the community that was most affected by this story that these families came from, heard this film was being made, they were obviously worried. Our depiction, Native American depiction, historically has not been the greatest. And this is very much still an open wound for the community. So I think a lot of people were a little on edge how things were going to be done. Grey Horse, in true Osage fashion, extended the invite to Marty, to the filmmakers, put food on the table, and asked them to come and visit with the community first. And Marty accepted. Not everybody would. A lot of people would have been pretty daunted by that. Marty kept accepting the invitation. This film, all of us kept accepting the invitation as Osage kept opening their doors, opening their hearts, and putting food on the table for us through the whole time we were there. So a word I learned, Wewena, Wajaji, for thank you, Osage, for hosting all of us, for marking this historical moment in film. I challenge everybody in this room who makes films, invest, when you have a budget like this, invest it in the people. Invest it in the people that you are telling this story about. Your film will be better for it. Your lives will be better for it. Doing the work of playing this character was an act of making sure our voices are heard, Native voices. Speaking the Wajaje language was a huge gift. And I do want to honor one collaborator who's not on this stage with us tonight, who was a giant, who was a leading icon for natives and non-natives alike, whose voice and music inspired so many of us and who did actually know Bob Dylan very well. The legendary late Robbie Robertson. Robbie's music was the anthem of the film, and as a young native kid zipping around the res with my dad, who loved the band, loved Bob Dylan, and loved Martin Scorsese, it was truly an honor to tell this story against his music, and he's very missed. So, thank you all so much.